Running a Bitcoin Core node. Bitcoin's peer-to-peer network is composed of network nodes, run mostly by volunteers and some of the businesses that build Bitcoin applications. Those running Bitcoin nodes have a direct and authoritative view of the Bitcoin blockchain, with a local copy of all the transactions, independently validated by their own system. By running a node, you don't have to rely on any third party to validate a transaction. Moreover, by running a Bitcoin node, you contribute to the Bitcoin network by making it more robust. Running a node, however, requires a permanently connected system with enough resources to process all Bitcoin transactions. Depending on whether you choose to index all transactions and keep a full copy of the blockchain, you may also need a lot of disk space and RAM. As of early 2021, a full index node needs 2 GB of RAM and a minimum of 360 GB of disk space. Bitcoin nodes also transmit and receive Bitcoin transactions and blocks, consuming internet bandwidth. If your internet connection is limited, has a low data cap, or is metered, you should probably not run a Bitcoin node on it, or run it in a way that constrains its bandwidth. Tip: Bitcoin Core keeps a full copy of the blockchain by default, with every transaction that has ever occurred on the Bitcoin network since its inception in 2009. This dataset is dozens of gigabytes in size and is downloaded incrementally over several days or weeks, depending on the speed of your CPU and internet connection. Bitcoin Core will not be able to process transactions or update account balances until the full blockchain dataset is downloaded. Make sure you have enough disk space, bandwidth, and time to complete the initial synchronization. You can configure Bitcoin Core to reduce the size of the blockchain by discarding old blocks, but it will still download the entire dataset before discarding data. Despite these resource requirements, thousands of volunteers run Bitcoin nodes. Some are running on systems as simple as Raspberry Pi, a $35 computer the size of a pack of cards. Many volunteers also run Bitcoin nodes on rented servers, usually some variant of Linux. A virtual private server, VPS, or cloud computing server instance can be used to run a Bitcoin node. Such servers can be rented for $25 to $50 per month from a variety of providers. Why would you want to run a node? Here are some of the most common reasons. 1. If you're developing Bitcoin software and need to rely on a Bitcoin node for programmable API access to the network and blockchain. 2. If you're building applications that must validate transactions according to Bitcoin's consensus rules. Typically, Bitcoin software companies run several nodes. 3. If you want to support Bitcoin, running a node makes the network more robust and able to serve more wallets, more users, and more transactions. Finally, if you do not want to rely on any third party to process or validate your transactions. If you're reading this book and interested in developing Bitcoin software, you should be running your own node.